Sioux Wars by Alex Babcock. The first Sioux War began in 1854 and lasted till 1891. There was 7 different wars, with the biggest war being the Great Sioux War. The first war was fought in Fort Laramie, Wyoming. The first thing that started the Great Sioux Wars was the Grattan Massacre. The Grattan Massacre happened when Sioux warriors attacked American soldiers. In the massacre, 6 American soldiers were killed. The massacre started the Sioux Wars that lasted till 1891. The Santee Sioux rebelled on August 17, 1862, after federal government failed to deliver the annuity payments that had been promised to them in the Treaty of Traverse des Sioux of 1851. They killed over 800 German farmers, including men, women, and children. The Indians were eventually defeated on September 23rd in the Battle of Wood Lake. In the following murder trials, 303 Indians were sentenced to death. Eventually, 38 were hanged on December 26th in the town of Mankato, in America's largest mass execution. The Colorado War began in 1863. Several Native American tribes attacked American settlements in the eastern plains, including the Lakota Sioux, who raided in northeast Colorado. On November 23, 1864, Colorado volunteers under the command of Colonel John Chiventine attacked a peaceful Cheyenne camp on Sand Creek in southeastern Colorado. Under orders to take no prisoners, the militia killed an estimated 150 men, women, and children. Indians at Sand Creek had been assured by the U.S. government that they would be safe on the territories that they were on. In 1685, Major General Grenville M. Dodge ordered an expedition against the Sioux, Cheyenne, Arapaho tribes that lived in the Black Hills region. Led by General Connor and Colonel James Kidd, would march up the Powder River. Only minor skirmishing occurred until August 29, 1865, when around Connor's group of about 400 men encountered about 500 Arapahos of Chief Black Bear in the Battle of Tongue River. That morning, Connor's men charged and captured a village and routed the defenders, who counterattacked unsuccessfully. A few days later, a small party of soldiers and civilian surveyors were attacked by the Arapahos in what became known as the Sawyer's Fight. 3 Americans were killed, and it marked the last skirmish of the Powder River War. The Great Sioux War refers to the series of conflicts from 1876 to 1877, involving the Lakota Sioux and the Northern Cheyenne tribes. Chiefs Sitting Bull and Crazy Horse left their reservations to go on the warpath and defend the sacred Black Hills. The major battle of Rosebud on June 17th, when 1,500 Cheyenne warriors, led by Crazy Horse himself, defeated a force of 1,300 Americans under General George Crock. Crock retreated, which helped lead the infamous Battle of Little Bighorn beginning on June 25th. Lieutenant Colonel George Custer, commanding a force of over 600 troops, was badly defeated with the loss of over 300 men killed and 4 wounded, including himself. The Dull Knife Fight on November 25th and the Battle of Wolf Mountain on January 8, 1877 were the last major fights in the conflict. Nelson A. Miles defended a ridge from a series of failed attacks led by Crazy Horse, who shortly thereafter surrendered at Camp Robinson, ending the war. From 1890 to January 1891, unresolved grievances led to the last major conflict with the Sioux, a lopsided engagement that involved almost half the infantry and cavalry of the regular army caused the surviving warriors to lay down their arms and retreat to their reservations. That autumn, the Sioux were moved to the large reservations in the Dakota Territory, but the government pressured them to sign a treaty giving up much of their land. Sitting Bull had returned from Canada and held the Sioux's resistance together for a few years. The treaty broke up into 35,000 acres into 6 small reservations.